Have you ever thought about using trading bots? I used Bitsgap in the last bull market and turned $1,000 into $50,000 within a 5-month period. I documented the whole process and put it in a playlist if you want to see that, along with other training videos and tutorials how to set bots up and make the most of the volatility of the crypto market. If you sign up with a link in the description, you'll get a 7 days free trial with no obligation to continue, and you can also use a demo account within Bitsgap so you don't have to risk your own capital. Bitsgap. Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm going to make a video on XRP because it's rude not to. Obviously XRP was like so cool all over again, everyone wanted it. It was cool again. Now it's not cool anymore, and do you know what happens with that? Well, it's the time to buy. Well, not necessarily, but let's have a look. It's doing what it normally does, and this is the thing we've always got to take away from XRP. I always tell people there's two main things that you want to be doing with XRP when the time comes round, right? There's two main things. First of all, we'll take ourselves over to the USDT pair. On the daily, we love to always be reunited with a 200 simple or an exponential, which currently puts XRP down around about 54 cents, right? Seems unlikely to some, but it's absolutely perfectly normal for me to see that, right? That's just how it goes, right? They're just recently, right, since we broke out of this huge descending bear market trend, we broke out. We were going to the moon, baby. Here we go, all the way to the... Oh, we're consolidating. What's going on? We're coming back. Okay, and if you zoom in a little closer, get rid of all the noise. First thing we were reunited with was a 200 exponential moving average hitting around 43 cents. And then actually we broke down a little further, the 200 simple moving average back down here at 41 cents. Oh, I thought we were going to the moon. We will. Don't worry, we will go to the moon. So what happened was, obviously, reclaimed that, pushed on through, came back down and started to reaccumulate once again around the 200 exponential. This is literally just what happened recently. This is nothing, this isn't even back testing it to when we were in the bear market, rejections from it. And then the previous bull market, there was quite a few examples of this happening. So obviously, we go right all the way back in time to our previous bull market, which is exactly the same setup really. Giant consolidation, 200 exponential was the resistance. When below it, be afraid. When above it, be excited. Resistance here, power on through, baby. And then look, the first power on through, shot all the way up. And then what happened? Consolidation down to a 200 exponential moving average. Here we go. Rinse and repeat. The 200 simple didn't quite get the retest, but generally what we see was a reaccumulation around that 200 exponential. And there's the 200 simple finally, before pushing on through. Look, this was the SEC coming out and going, screw you, screw you, baby. And got wrecked, obviously, so it kind of broke. But this is how XRP likes to behave. So I'm just putting it out to you that basically, as we see the tide turning on XRP, especially what happened after that silly BlackRock incident, where basically we shot all the way up beyond our previous local high, around 72, and basically all came piling back down again to a ridiculous state of affairs, really. And so, once again, XRP's chart has been broken a little, but I can tell you now, XRP loves to perform according to its technicals. So, yeah, allow this to happen. Now, we might find support around 60 cents. That might happen. I'm not suggesting that it will. I'm not disputing that it won't. I'm just saying we might see that. And it's going to be market dependent. If Bitcoin continues to dribble down, then obviously this will dribble down with it. And with that, yeah, there will be little bounces along the way. But generally speaking, if we start to see XRP drip all the way down to this 200 exponential, which would be a further 11-12% drop, really, over the coming weeks, then if anyone who didn't own it or ever wanted to buy it, who was DMing me as we were going parabolic on both of these occasions about when's the next time, how can I buy, is it too late to buy, buy. If you ever wanted to buy XRP and you still believe there to be a bull market, then the time to buy would be around this area. It doesn't mean you get the absolute shoot straight up to the Mars as soon as you buy it. That's not the case. Around here we did fanny around a little bit, we dipped down lower, we made a new, reasonably decent high, and then obviously the new local high over here. It doesn't happen immediately. It's a area of interest, specifically because this time around both 200 simple and exponential more or less at the same place. They're a fraction of a percent away from each other. Now, The other thing that you can look at, which again has proven to be pretty accurate, is the XRP to Bitcoin pair. Again, this is not an illiquid coin. This is, lots of Bitcoins. 423 going through it just in the 24-hour period on Binance, highly liquid. So we're moving into the magical purple buy zone, right? So this starts all the way from basically 17, all the way down to 1500 sats, right? So let's just zoom out and admire what happens around this area. Again, just like the 200 simple or the exponential, it's not perfect. It's absolutely not perfect at all. This was really quite fashionable for the first time when this happened, right, back in November 2020. Pow! XRP, that's what it does. And then, straight down through it this time around. Terrible. Awful stuff, really. But look, once reclaimed it, even in this period in 2021, we shot up, we came back down. Reaction to it, back down. Reaction to it, back down. Reaction at the top, reaction at the bottom, to the top, to the bottom, to the top. It's a relatively decent area, obviously without, not without risk. There's always risk involved, but generally any dip down lower than this is absolutely worthy of a buy. And this is a Bitcoin pair, so again reaccumulated within it. Moon time, all the way back down into it. Reaction time, reaction time, reaction time, reaction time, reaction time. Anyway, you can hear the enthusiasm in my voice, right? Because obviously I own enough XRP, but if I didn't own any XRP, I would be paying attention to these lower zones, because previously we see 200 exponential simple on the tether pair. We see this area, a significant area between 15 and 1700 sats for the Bitcoin pair. It seems like a reasonable risk to reward. Obviously, I'm more than aware that XRP is not a millionaire starter kit. Not at this level. It used to be. I did 100x on XRP once upon a time. But again, just like everything, once the market cap fills up and we get closer and closer to the top 10 and the top 5, usually, obviously, the big moves, the Moon Boy 100x's are done. And people forget, but yeah, XRP has done 100x, even at this level that we're sitting at right now. So it's not, this is not like the best thing in the world. When we're talking about risk to reward, flipping some Bitcoin into XRP, or just buying some XRP in the hope, based on the technicals, that it will outperform Bitcoin, at least in the short term. This is where it starts. Now, recognize obviously we're still pulling back down into this level. We're not there yet. There's another 10% drop for it there, and obviously this is not here. This is not the bottom zone either. This would be another 8% drop, which again would kind of fit any form of downtrend that Bitcoin does. Bitcoin comes down to 33, 32, absolutely on the cards there for that to happen. Then yeah, about 8-9%. That sounds about appropriate, really. You'd imagine XRP would emphasize any downside move given to us by Bitcoin. So look, it's here for you to decide. It's up to you whether if you wanted to play it or not. Don't tell everybody, because they'll think you're an idiot. They won't think you're cool. You're supposed to be buying the micro caps, aren't you? Obviously. But if you're looking to make a trade, this is where the trade begins, around these areas. And again, we look at this for returns generally around this area over maybe a month or so. From being in here, you spend like a month digging around in the dirt before you move back out. About a month digging around in the dirt before you move back out. So, starting to buy as we've only just stepped into it now, day one, be prepared to be sitting around in this area for a few weeks at least before any sort of move back out of it begins. And look, it's not perfect. Like I say, you can dip down lower, you can dip down lower, you can dip down lower. So it's absolutely not a guarantee, but risk to reward would suggest that actually in the past we have catapulted out of it to the upside more often than we have broken down, to the downside. Doesn't mean that it can't happen again. It's not perfect, but that's all I'm saying. Anyway, I just thought I'd put it to you now, because I imagine there's a lot of people wanting, XRP, or probably at this point not wanting it, Oh, I thought it was going to... Listen, normally the majority of the people out there are wrong. That's just normally the case. It doesn't mean that I'm right. I'm just saying most of the time, the majority, when in trading, most of the time the majority are wrong. Anyway, I'll leave it with you there, but thanks for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.